Hello, Professor Maddox. I'm Alexander Lamoth. This is my Global Hotspot briefing, and I'm going to talk about the DPRK's involvement in the Russo-Ukrainian War. So first we'll talk a little bit about Russia and Ukraine, get an overview on the Russian and Ukraine conflict so far, the DPRK's involvement and whether or not it's true or false that it's currently occurring, and some of the references. So here's just an overview of the terrain. Russia and Ukraine are neighboring countries with original roots in the Soviet Union. After the dissolution in 1991, Ukraine became an independent state or entity, my mistake, and fought for that independence. Basically, since then until now, and 10 years ago, the official Russian-Ukrainian war began. The conflict is mostly occurring at the border, the eastern border of Ukraine and the western border of Russia. Russia is giant, but Ukraine is obviously not as big as Russia, so their terrain that they're fighting for is very important to them, and they are willing to fight. As you can see, the blue regions are the front line where the blue and the red is meeting at the middle of the map, and that front line has been constantly changing. For the last 2 years, there's been a lot more conflict than there was over the 10 years. They attempted to reach an agreement called the Minsk Agreement in 2015, which only slowed things down, but they recently picked up in 2022 when Russia launched in February a very violent attack on the Donetsk and south region of Ukraine. So, with this escalation, we recently also saw another escalation with the DPRK. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea, otherwise known as North Korea, has sent, or is purported to have sent 10,000 North Korean troops to Russia, including as many as 8,000 in the Kursk region. So, what this means is, for the first time in over a century, Russia has accepted foreign aid in the form of troops. That has not happened for a very long time. And this is significant because it means that we are seeing another country bring in troops to assist actual units with combat. And so, yes, the U.S. has sent aid, but it is true, and it does point to the direction of true, based on the information I found, that this is occurring. We have one translated Telegram post from somebody named Kremlin Snuffbox that says that 6 North Korean officers were killed just last month in the North Korean side in a small encampment in Donetsk, a training ground. And that was before the news started to post about it. But here I've taken a maritime traffic map and showed some changes over the last 2 years since the escalation. It would make sense that traffic would go down in the region potentially if they wanted to start planning trips from North Korea to the southernmost part of Russia, which is what we are looking at the map. That is a potential reason for why traffic decreased. However, it could suggest this isn't how they're getting there, because as you can see in the quote below, they're transporting them on Russian ships, which could be happening. It could. There's multiple ways they could be getting there. So I think that we're seeing an actual development that could mark a massive escalation in the war. Here are some of my references. Thank you for your time.